Good morning students, welcome back to the channel. Students, today we will discuss the topic that is convection. So that is given on page number 77. So students, open page number 77, convection. So we just learned, I will read and then I will explain to you, so pay attention in that. We just learned that air and water are insulators. Does this mean we cannot hear them? Not at all. The air and water can be heated, but the method of heat transfer in them is not a conduction. Now what is convection is given here. Convection is the primary mode of heat transfer in air and water and other liquids and gases. The method by which heat is transferred as a result of mass movement of the substance is called convection. So students, what is convection? So basically the heat transfer in liquid and gases takes place via convection. So what is convection? It is the method in which heat is transferred as a mass movement of substances. Mass movement So students, if we talk about the heat transfer of heat in liquid and gases takes place by which method? By this method, that is the convection. Okay, so what is convection? What happens in the convection? In convection, heat is transferred as a mass movement. Total mass, there will be a movement of mass, okay, of a substance, means it is a convection. पूरा का पूरा जो है मास मूवमेंट होगा सब कोई भी सब्सटेंस का, उसे हम कहेंगे कन्वेक्शन. और मास मूवमेंट के साथ साथ ही हीट ट्रांसफर होगा. सो इट इज नोन एज अ कन्वेक्शन. दिस कन्वेक्शन विल बिकम मोर क्लियर टू यू बाय लर्निंग द एक्टिविटी. जस्ट नाउ वी विल लर्न द एक्टिविटी. By learning that it will become more clear to you. So students, turn the page. Activity is given to you. Page number 78. Okay, so students, page number 78 activity. What is the aim of the activity? To study how heat transfer takes place in liquids. Okay, that is the aim of the activity. So aim of the activity is how heat transfer takes place in liquids. Okay, name of the method we know, convection. And convection means mass movement of a substance, total substance is the convection. Let us see with the activity. What are the materials needed? Materials needed are a glass beaker, potassium permanganate crystals, KMnO4. Potassium permanganate means KMnO4 crystals, candle or Bunsen burner, then a pair of tongs, then matchbox and water. Okay, so these are the materials required for the activity, that are a glass beaker, potassium permanganate, candle or Bunsen burner, pair of tongs, matchbox and water. So let us see what we have to do in this activity. Fill half the beaker with water. Take one beaker and fill it with water, half the beaker with the water. Drop a few crystals of potassium permanganate very gently into the water. So in that you will put KMnO4 crystals. Wait till the crystals settle down, then hold the beaker over the flame. What do you observe? Observation: when you drop the potassium permanganate into the beaker and wait for it to settle down, you will see that the water at the bottom of the beaker is colored and the water at the top is clear. When you begin to heat the water, you will see the color rise up in the water in the beaker. Conclusion: when the water is heated, it becomes hot and less dense and rises up, and the denser cooler water comes down since it is heavier. This form of heat transfer is called convection. Let me explain to you, students. Students, once again I am repeating, first of all what you need to do is, you take the beaker, half of the beaker fill with water, in that add few crystals of KMnO4. KMnO4 means potassium permanganate. Okay, so few crystal, 2 to 3 pieces means crystals, add KMnO4. Then wait few minutes till the crystals of KMnO4 settle down. Okay, after that take this beaker with the help of tongs, hold the beaker with the help of tongs and heat it over the flame. Now students, when you will heat the beaker over the flame, you will see that bottom of the beaker will become colored. Why bottom of the beaker become colored? As it becomes hot, that is why. Another thing, at the bottom what is there? KMnO4, that is why the bottom of the beaker become hot. And top of the beaker is clear. There is no change in color. ठीक है, when you will heat the beaker, bottom part become colored as it is hot and top is clear. Top part of the water will be clear water. There is no colored water. Okay, and second thing, at the bottom what was there? Crystals of KMnO4 was there. That's why also it becomes colored. Now students, what will happen? This hotter part are lighter and this upper part, that is a clear part, is heavier. Okay, now what will happen? This hotter part will move upwards. Okay, this colored part will slowly colored part will move upward, and heavier part, that is a cooler part. Upper part was cooler and bottom part was hotter. So hotter part will move upward and cooler part means upper part will move downwards. As a result, time will come in which the whole beaker will become color. Students, in this activity you have clearly seen that there is movement of mass of substances. Which substance was moving? Water was moving. And in that water, what was there? KMnO4. And with that, heat was also moving, means transfer of heat was also taking place. So this method is known as convection. Isn't it? पूरा का पूरा मास का मूवमेंट हो रहा था, है कि नहीं? नीचे का हॉटर पार्ट था, ऊपर का कूलर पार्ट था, पूरा लिक्विड जो है नीचे वाला ऊपर चला गया और ऊपर वाला नीचे, साथ ही साथ उसके हीट भी ट्रांसफर हुआ. तो दिस मेथड ऑफ हीट ट्रांसफर in which movement of substances takes place is known as convection. I hope this is clear to you. Let us move towards the next. Okay, now practical application of convection. I hope convection is clear. Convection in short means mass movement. Total movement of substances is known as convection, and in that heat is also transferred. When the substance is moving with the substances, heat will also be transferred. So this is a convection. Practical applications of convection. The knowledge of how convection works can be made use of in many areas. If you want to warm a liquid, you should warm it from below. Okay, when you are warming any liquid, what you will do? You will warm from the bottom, and slowly and steadily whole beaker will become warmed because of the movement. A room heater should be placed at the lower level. Room heater, you might have seen, it is placed at the bottom. Why? Because from the bottom heat will move in whole room. That's why transfer will take place. And talking about the air conditioner, it is placed at the upper part. Air conditioner is cooler now. So air conditioner is placed in the upper area. And so upper area will become cooler, and downward area is already warm. So what will happen? If we talk about the room, okay, if we talk about the room, suppose room is warm or it is at a room temperature. सपोज आपके रूम में जो एयर कंडीशनर है वो रूम कैसा है, या तो वार्म है या तो रूम टेम्परेचर पे, तो फिर क्या होगा? ठीक है, पूरा रूम टेम्परेचर पे। अभी एयर कंडीशनर में से क्या होगा? कूलिंग रिलीज होगी, है कि नहीं? कूलिंग रिलीज होगी कि नहीं? तो कूलर एयर नीचे जाएगा और जो रूम टेम्परेचर वाला जो हीट एनर्जी है वो कैसे जाएगा? ऊपर। यानी पूरा का पूरा रूम इन शॉर्ट कैसा हो जाएगा? कूलर। ठीक है, वैसे ही हीटर में होता है, सेम वे विल अकर इन हीटर। हीटर कहाँ रखा जाता है? नीचे, बॉटम ऑफ द रूम। So what will happen? So from heat energy will go upwards and cool energy will come downwards. As a result, whole room will become warm. Isn't it? A good architect always takes into account circulation of air and convection current while designing a building to make the building cool in summer and warm in winter. So when you hire a good architect, when you are designing your home and you hire an architect, he will take into consideration this cooling effects, okay, while building the building, designing a building, sorry. Because what is the work of the architect? The work of the architect is to design the whatever the building you want to have, or whatever house you want to have. The design is design of the building or house is designed by architect only. So he will take into consideration these points, that during winter the house should remain warm, and during the summer the house should remain cool, not much hotter. So these things are taken into consideration by architect. Now next topic is students, sea breeze and land breeze, most important. Okay, sea breeze and land breeze. So students, as you all know, during the day what will happen? Suppose this is a sea water and this is a land near the sea, isn't it? So what will happen? The land near the sea will become warmer. The air near the land is warmer and the air near the sea is not warmer, it is cooler during daytime, isn't it? The air near the land or the land becomes warmer and the sea water is cooler at that time. The air near the sea is cooler at that time, isn't it? So what will happen? There will be a movement. Okay, so you can see in the book also. And you know, warmer air is lighter and cooler air is heavier. So there will be a movement of this thing air. Lighter air will move this side and cooler air from the sea will move this side from the sea water. So this is also known as sea breeze. Once again I am repeating. See, during daytime this is a sea water and this is a land near the sea. So land near the sea become warmer. Hot becomes warmer during the daytime, yes or no? Yes. And you know, the air of the water is lighter. And talking about the sea water is cooler. The air of the sea water is cooler during the day. And cooler means it is a heavier. So there will be a movement of air from warmer, means from land to sea, and the air from the sea will move towards the land. So this is known as sea breeze. Okay, now talking about land breeze. Now talking about the night. In night, again two things, land near sea and this is a sea water. Now during night what will happen? The sea water will become warmer. Warmer means it is off, it is heavier. And during night the land near the sea becomes cooler. Cooler means lighter in density, isn't it? So what will happen? This warmer from the sea will move here and cooler air will move towards this side. So this is known as a land breeze. So means from the land the air is going towards the sea. Okay? So this is how the things will take place. Okay, students. Now students, talking about the radiation, what is radiation? So students, whatever the heat energy we are getting from the sun, whatever the heat energy we are getting from the sun, it is in the form of radiation. Okay, and this radiation requires a medium. Okay, medium can be any solid, liquid, gas, or vacuum also will work. Okay, so what is radiation, students? The heat energy that we get from the sun. Okay, it is in the form of the radiation, and radiation requires medium or vacuum also. Okay, so that was all about radiation. Now students, we human being also absorb heat energy via radiation. So when you go out during summer, or when you are going out, we all absorb heat energy in the form of radiation. We absorb heat energy in the form of radiation. And that is why, according to the heat energy, according to the temperature of the sun, we wear clothes accordingly. Isn't it? If we are wearing darker clothes and going out, students, dark color clothes are having a capacity to absorb more heat energy. Absorb more heat energy in the form of radiation. In the form of radiation. On the other side, if we are wearing lighter clothes, lighter clothes are having a capacity to absorb less heat energy. Here darker clothes will absorb more heat energy, and lighter color clothes will absorb less heat energy. That is why it is suggested that during summer we should wear light color clothes, especially white. In that also, white color. If you are wearing a white color, it will absorb less amount of heat energy in the form of radiation. On the other side, if you are wearing black color and going out during summer, what will happen? It will absorb more and more heat energy, and your body will also absorb it in the form of radiation. Okay, so absorption of radiation depends upon the color of clothes that you are wearing, because our body also absorbs heat energy in the form of radiation. Now students, practical application of radiation. In that first one, students, we use room heaters. Okay, so students, at the back of room heaters, we place mirror. Why we place mirror? Because this mirror will reflect heat energy to the front of the room heater, And you already know heat energy is in the form of radiation. So whatever the radiation will come in the room heater, at the back side of the room heater, what we have placed? We have placed mirror. So that radiation will reflect the heat energy to the front of the room heater, like this. Suppose this is a mirror. From here the radiations are coming. After colliding with the mirror, it will get reflected. This is known as reflection. Okay, so that is why at the back of the room heaters, what is placed? Mirror is placed, so that the radiation get reflected in the front. Okay. Now second principle of radiation is practical application of radiations is second is, yes, you might have learned about solar panels. In your book it is given, isn't it? Now students, solar panels are colored with a dark color. Solar panels are colored with a dark color. Why they are colored with a dark color? Just now only I told you. They are colored with a dark color because dark color will absorb more heat energy, isn't it? That is the reason solar panels are colored with dark color. That is only the reason. Now turn the page students, talking about the thermoflask. Now what is the thermoflask? Students, thermoflask is a closed container. Thermoflask is a closed container in which if you are putting cold thing, it will remain cold, and if you are putting a hot liquid, it will remain hot. So that is only the thermoflask you can see in your book. Okay, this is. So it is a closed container inside which if you are putting hot liquid, it will remain hot, and if you are putting cool liquid, it will remain cool. Now next is heat loss due to conduction, page number 80. So to stop the heat loss via conduction, what we use plastics. If the outer covering is made up of plastic, then the heat will not lost. Heat energy will not be lost in the form of conduction. ठीक है, हीट एनर्जी को लॉस होने से बचाना हो तो आउटर लेयर किसका डालना चाहिए? प्लास्टिक का, ताकि हीट एनर्जी जो है लॉस न हो कंडक्शन के रूप में. नेक्स्ट, टर्न द पेज नंबर 81. Heat loss due to convection. The liquid that is to be kept hot or cold and contained in the inner jar, which is a strong double-walled bottle. The space between the water walls is evacuated and sealed off. The vacuum between the two walls is near perfect insulator, as it does not allow heat loss due to convection. Now heat will not loss due to convection. How? Because inside the bottle is made up of double layer. So between two walls of the inner layer of the jar, it is completely vacuum. ठीक है, जार के अंदर जो दो लेयर हैं उसे वॉल्स कहा गया है, तो दो वॉल्स के बीच में जितनी भी स्पेस है आप उसको वैक्यूम कह सकते हो. तो वैक्यूम में से जो है हीट एनर्जी पास नहीं होगी कन्वेक्शन के रूप में. Now heat loss due to radiation. The inner surface of the jar is made highly reflective so that heat energy in the form of radiation gets reflected back. जार का इनर सरफेस रिफ्लेक्टिव बनाया गया है, तो जो भी हीट एनर्जी आएगी जार के अंदर वो रिफ्लेक्ट होके फिर से उसी जार में आ जाएगी, रिफ्लेक्ट होके उसी जार में रह जाएगी हीट एनर्जी. तो इसीलिए रेडिएशन के फॉर्म में भी हीट एनर्जी लॉस नहीं होगा. आई होप इट इज क्लियर टू यू. सो विद दिस चैप्टर इज ओवर. ओके, so in next lecture we will continue with the new chapter, and if you are having any doubts regarding this you can ask me while sending the homework. Till then, bye, take care.